Hello everyone, in this video I am going to be making Nigerian meat pies. If you're interested or you want to learn how to make Nigerian meat pies, make sure you stay tuned and let's get started. We're going to be starting off by making the meat filling. You need to put a small amount of oil into a hot pan, and once the oil is hot enough, make sure you add in your chopped onions and give it a little stir. Go ahead and add a pinch of salt for taste. Next, you want to add in the minced beef. Make sure you fry until all beets are brown. While mixing, don't forget to break down the mince as small as possible, in order for you to mix the onions and the beef properly. Once slightly cooked, add in your spices. Go ahead to add in your peas and your diced potatoes and carrots. Please note, adding peas is totally optional. You want to go ahead and add a small amount of water into your mixture and also add in the remaining of your spices. You want to slightly cook your vegetables to avoid it being too soft when baked in the oven. In order for you to have that nice and moist taste to your filling, you need to set aside half cup of lukewarm water and add 2 tablespoons of plain flour. Mix properly until all lumps are gone and add this into your mixture. Finally, for your filling, you need to mix all the ingredients properly and leave for another 3 minutes. Once it's past 3 minutes, it's time for us to make our dough. You will need to add in 4 cups of plain flour into a clean bowl. Then you add in half a tablespoon of salt, half a tablespoon of baking powder, then go ahead and mix all the dry ingredients properly. When mixing all the dry ingredients, you want to cut the butter in smaller bits to ensure that the butter and the flour is mixed properly. You want to continue mixing until your mixture looks like breadcrumbs. Next, you want to add in your whisked eggs and make sure you add in your milk afterwards. In case you notice your dough is too soft, you can go ahead and add a little amount of plain flour. You want to ensure that the area that you're cutting your dough is clean and dry. You have to consider the amount of pies you want. Go ahead, using your hands, divide the dough accordingly. Before you begin forming your meat pies, make sure you preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius. You want to go ahead using a rolling pin to flatten out your dough evenly. So next, you want to cut out a circular shape using a circular object. Then you want to add in a spoonful of your meat filling. Make sure to place your filling right at the middle of the pastry. And carefully, you want to close up the pastry by starting from one edge to the other. Then go ahead, secure the edges of the pastry by pressing firmly. And finally, you want to seal the edge of the meat pie by using a fork. You want to go ahead repeating all the steps until you've used up your dough. Go ahead and lightly grease up your baking tray before arranging your meat pies. You want to beat up one egg, using it for a nice glaze on the surface of your meat pie. To apply the egg on your meat pies, you need to use a pastry brush. For baking your meat pies, make sure your oven is set at 175 degrees Celsius. Then place your meat pies on the second shelf and leave to bake for 35 minutes. After 35 minutes, your meat pie should be ready and looking like this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.